Race fans, welcome aboard. We are at the Tulsa Expo Center. This is the final move-in day. Last night, they moved cars and trailers in. We got more coming, and I got to get out of the way. Cars and trailers in until 1 o'clock in the morning. And the reason they were doing that is because this year, another record-setting year here for the Tulsa Shootout, they're going to stop right there, so I'm going to be able to sneak in front of them. There are over 1690 last night, but we're thinking over 1,700 cars entered this year, right? Close to 1,700, maybe over 1,700. I just get the nod. There you go. It should be in the neighborhood of 700, maybe a little over 700 drivers to this thing whenever it's all said and done. Absolutely unbelievable car count, but many of you don't have the opportunity to make it down here. You get the chance to watch on FloRacing, so you don't know what it looks like behind the scenes, so we're going to take you for a walk through the pits. There's Ricky Thornton Jr. How are you doing? Of all the people to run into.
I know. We got like perfect spot right when you walk in the door.
That's awesome. You'll get a nice breeze back here too. It's warm down here this year.
It is. It rained a little bit last night.
Yeah.
That was kind of different.
Then you don't have to worry about it in here though.
I know.
Right?
I know, exactly.
Is this your micro debut?
It is. We're going to run 2 cars, so we'll see how it goes. I got 4 chances to mess it up.
Did you practice at all?
Nope.
So today's going to be your first practice?
We were going to, and it rained, so we didn't go.
Oh, wow.
We're right at the track, first time in it.
There you go. We know where to find you. We'll keep checking in with you this week,
good.
so good luck. Have fun. It's Ricky Thornton Jr. formerly out of Arizona, now calls Iowa home, but you know him from his late model racing and modified racing and, well, now micro racing. But anyhow, walking into this thing, there's a lot of good drivers down here. There's some surprise entries. Matter of fact, we just had a news article that came out announcing a driver from NASCAR that'll be racing with us this weekend, making his micro debut, but that one you want to be careful with because he has experience in outlaw karts, I believe, from back in the day. But Tarleton and Sons out here. Just a lot of names that you know from other forms of racing, or other divisions of racing, I should say, and just all coming together here for the Tulsa Shootout. Racing action starts tomorrow, and it will start at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then today, I'm trying to think, where's Joby Miller's? As a matter of fact, this is the one that's associated with that news article I just was talking about coming out. Anyhow, today the drivers' meeting happens at noon. After the drivers' meeting, engine heats at 12:20, and then practice session starts at 1 o'clock. So that is the plan moving forward today. So again, racing action, 10 a.m. on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday, it's 11 a.m. But this is the pits at the Tulsa Expo Center. Unbelievable. So we'll take you up and show you the track. And I obviously can't show you the whole pits or we'll be back here all day. But one of the cool things we're going to be doing is a lot of interviews, a lot of footage, and other things taking place back here in the pits. And you'll be able to check all that out on the FloRacing or FloSports app or on FloRacing.com. But just unbelievable amount of cars stuffed in here. Again, 1690 was the count last night. There's been cars coming in all morning. We are definitely over 1,700 cars for this. Hyper Racing down here. We'll be checking in with Hyper Racing every day as they bring in a plethora of cars. I think maybe 16 entries or something like that coming in from out in Pennsylvania, Central PA, just a little bit south of Harrisburg. I think they just moved into a new shop. Maybe we'll find out more about that. But yeah, down close to Frogtown, if you know where that is, which I know, Frogtown, Wisconsin. So walking through, you're not going to be able to dodge this. Hey, what's happening? So just cruising back through. I'm going to take you down. So the pits go out that way. We skipped a couple rows out there, but we'll take you back here and show you something that's very important if you do come down here to the Expo Center. I know how to find this part. So engine heat, the way it happens, just because of the fumes back here in the pit area, it's controlled so they fire them up by division. So they will make announcements when you're able to fire your car in the pits. Other than that, you have to push them everywhere. And this is what I was going to show you. This is where the Frito chili pies are. So if you're looking for them, it's Okie Reds, Frito chili pies. Tyler did a review of it last year, so you want to check that out. But anywho, we're walking down through here, and this is where you go on and come off the racetrack. So interviews, you'll see some interviews from down here in the pits with the race winners. That happens right here just past the scales. Scales already set up. And this over here is the staging lanes.
We're located in the west office, right next to past the front lobby. Sign-in closes at 11 a.m.
Okay, so you heard that. Oh.
This is the time where you will start your
So this is where staging lanes are. It'll stage up multiple races at once. Then the race that's ready to go out onto the track drops down here onto the ramp. So the ramp is right over there, and then the micros will fire on the ramp and drive out onto the racetrack next week, or for the Chili Bowl. 2 weeks for the Chili Bowl, they will actually get pushed out onto the racetrack. But yeah, the ramp is dirt, and the reason for that, they learned that whenever you push the cars down here, whenever it wasn't dirt, they had issues getting the cars stopped at the bottom of the ramp, like they would slide on the concrete. So they started putting dirt on the ramp. That's been years ago, but that's what the reasoning is behind the dirt on the ramp, is just so they have some traction and get stopped, and also make it back up the ramp, I guess. But the other thing neat, we're going out underneath the grandstands, are these fans, which are lined up underneath the grandstands, and they blow towards the racetrack. And there's a series of them all the way out through there, and that is to keep the fumes and the dust out towards the racetrack. And then it's hard to see, you can't really see it in the ceiling, you're not going to see it on the camera, but there's huge ventilation that sucks, it pulls out the center of the roof. And then there's also ventilation that blows in from the sides. You can kind of see that. But here it is. This is the Tulsa Expo. We're at the base of what I call the main grandstand down turn number 3 and 4. Track looking exceptional, as it always does. They got this baby dialed in here. The main grandstand's over there with the announcer's booth up above for the FloRacing broadcast. Brian Gopinski announcer's booth is located just down here. And Brian, unfortunately, passing away, but definitely a well-known in the midget world, and so nice little salute to him on the broadcast booth, which is located right there. We'll take you up to the top of the grandstands, show you a little bit of the pit area. But if you're not able to make it down here, obviously we have complete coverage of the Tulsa Shootout and the Chili Bowl coming up here on FloRacing. You can watch on FloRacing.com, download the Flo Sports app onto your smart device, watch on your computer, your laptop, your TV, your Fire Stick, your Roku, you name it. So there you go. 1,700 plus entries, all set to race. Some divisions with over 400 cars, probably over 500 at this point. Unbelievable. Follow along with the Tulsa Shootout on all the social medias. Follow along with FloRacing on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our YouTube channel. But yeah, complete coverage coming up from right here at the Tulsa Shootout.